Hi everyone, I'm so excited because this is my first video talking in English for my YouTube channel. I am with Sam. He's working for the Language Academy. Actually, we are in the school. I was studying my English course in this academy, but for the next months, I'm gonna start my IELTS course. So Sam, tell us something about you.
Ok, me llamo Sam, soy de Australia y nací en Newcastle, que es en New South Wales, y viví en Colombia por 3 meses, entonces un poco hablo español. Me gradué de la universidad aquí en Australia en Relaciones Internacionales y ahora trabajo en The Language Academy. Es una escuela que enseñan 8 diferentes lenguas, por ejemplo, inglés, claro, y español y japonés también. Por ejemplo, yo estudio español aquí en las horas que no trabajo.
We are going to talk about the different things between Colombia and Australia. He went to live to Medellin, that is my city, for 3 months. And I'm living here in Australia. I've been here for a year and 3 months. We can discuss
some of the cultural differences. Yeah.
What we are going to do is that I'm gonna talk in English because it's not my language, and he's gonna talk in Spanish, but it's gonna be like 2 parts. Okay, let's start. So Sam, tell us, why did you start to learn English?
Well, I was born into it, that's why.
So Sam, tell us, why did you start to learn Spanish?
Bueno. Empecé a aprender español porque es una buena oportunidad para encontrar un trabajo en diferentes países, incluyo Sudamérica y España también. En el futuro quiero trabajar en la ONU.
Okay, so my turn.
Okay.
It's like your turn, my turn. And what about me? I'm here in Australia because I wanted to get more opportunities. I want to get a job as an architect. I didn't know how to speak anything in English. That's why I decided to come. I really enjoyed that I'm here because Gold Coast is perfect. The weather, the culture, the food, everything is amazing. Okay, so let's get to the topic. We're gonna start to talk about the greetings and the different ways that we do. It depends if you are in Colombia or in South America, or if you are in Australia.
Okay, so with greetings, there's something super different there's lots of things I should say, that are super different between Colombia and Australia with how we welcome people, how we greet people, how we interact with people as well. It's definitely part of our cultural differences. As an example, in Australia, we very, very, very rarely kiss each other when we introduce ourselves for the first time, or even in the future multiple times. So when I was in Colombia, it was quite uncomfortable for me every time I met someone to give them a kiss on the cheek and a hug and things like this, because in Australia we really respect each other's personal space. You can probably see the little bit of a distance between Natalia and I, but that's definitely one very big cultural difference when it comes to greeting. It might be perceived as a little bit cold compared to in South America and in Europe as well. But that's just how we are. We're not that cold. We just respect personal space. I think that's the difference. But in Colombia, I did enjoy it after a while. The hugging and the kissing and the handshakes all the time. I found it quite nice.
I agree with that because I was feeling really strange when I met someone and I feel like should I give my hand or should I kiss you? Or sometimes Australians are used to meet people from another countries.
Yeah.
So some of them, they are waiting as we are waiting as well. So it's like,
If someone's around the same age as you, especially for us younger people, we usually go in for a quick hug.
Really?
Yeah? You didn't know that?
No?
Yeah, always. Always. Quick hug, just little one.
Okay.
So have you ever seen guys do this? It's usually males to males. They do this. Ready? No. So they do this.
Okay.
There you go. Just a short, quick hello, but mainly between the same gender. So it's mainly between males and males and females is how that sort of interaction goes. Usually, I don't know, it's hard, because you don't analyze your own culture that much. It's weird because you just know the situation. I don't know.
But
like, I would
when
never,
you have
ever,
to do it.
Yeah, but I would never, ever kiss someone on the side of the cheek. I feel like I'm doing something really bad.
Okay, Sam, but you are contradicting yourself because Australians, when it's New Year's Eve, you kiss each other, and
Yes.
if you don't know the person, that doesn't matter.
Yes.
Because when it's 12 a.m., you go and you kiss everyone.
Yes, that's true. It is, as I said before, I think it's more of like certain social circumstances that allow the rules to be bent a little bit, if that makes sense.
Bueno, el siguiente tema lo vamos a hablar en español y vamos a hablar sobre las diferencias que vemos cuando disfrutamos la playa en Colombia y en Australia. Yo encontré súper extraño que obviamente cuando uno llega acá y uno va a ir a la playa o se va a dar un día de sol, uno lleva sus cosas y uno las puede dejar como en la arena, se puede ir a bañar y pues cuando vuelve todavía están ahí, o pues por lo general sí, uno se puede como desentender de sus cosas y ya pues todo es como tranquilo. Eso me gusta muchísimo, pero por ejemplo, ¿qué viste tú, Sam, en Colombia, en la playa? Que
Es muy diferente que aquí. Por ejemplo, en Australia no vendemos nada en la playa, pero en Colombia siempre agua. Por ejemplo, y los deportes en la playa es diferente también. En Australia, por ejemplo, fútbol o cricket. Otra diferencia entre Colombia y Australia en la playa es no alquilamos las paraguas, por ejemplo, en la playa. Siempre vengamos, ¿no?
siempre nosotros tenemos que llevar las cosas al lugar y simplemente no, ni siquiera hay que cuidarlas.
Yes.
Pero sí, es verdad. Incluso hay muchas personas que nosotros ni siquiera hablamos bien el español porque a veces decimos como la gafa. Tú dices las gafas.
Las gafas, yes.
Pero sí, hay muchos vendedores que pasan por la playa ofreciendo cosas, ofreciendo coco loco. ¿Probaste el coco loco?
Coco loco.
It's a drink.
No.
De hecho, en las calles tampoco se puede tomar y siempre dan una bolsita como de papel en donde pues tú tienes que cubrir que compraste el alcohol y ya te lo vas y te lo tomas en un lugar cerrado. Eso me parece también un poco extraño, aunque en Colombia también se está empezando a implementar que pues no se debe tomar en espacios públicos y todo eso, pero bueno. No pasa mucho. The next topic is about toilets. But it's funny because when I met Sam, we were talking about different things between Colombia and Australia, and we were talking that Australia never asks for money if you want to use the toilet, but in Colombia it's really common that if you go to a place and you need to use the toilet, you have to pay like 500 pesos, Colombian pesos, or 1,000 Colombian pesos. And she was
I'm not announcing that to the world,
oh,
sorry.
Please, and also you have to pay sometimes for a little piece of paper
Which is not good when you've eaten something bad the night before.
And why did you say that, Sam? Why did you try?
I had the best empanada of my life, but I ended up in the bathroom for a few days because I was not very well, just to say the least.
What was the best empanada that
Best
you
empanada
tried?
I've ever had.
On the other hand, you can find dangerous animals in the toilet. Maybe if you go to the desert, that's common, or?
Yes, occasionally there has been reports of snakes and frogs and things in toilets. It does happen, not in the cities, but yes, in rural parts of the country it can happen. But Australian animals are dangerous, some of them. However, it's not very common for people to be bitten or attacked or anything by these animals. It's the land of extremes, but it's not that extreme.
Yeah, I agree with that, because a lot of people always think that if they come to Australia, they are gonna be beaten by
A crocodile or something, yes.
Yeah, so it's pretty safe, and if you follow the signs that are in the parks or in the beach, you're gonna be safe.
Exactly.
Bueno, ahora vamos a hablar de qué fue lo más difícil para aprender en ambos idiomas. ¿Qué fue lo más difícil para Sam cuando estaba aprendiendo español y para mí cuando pues todavía estoy aprendiendo inglés?
Lo más difícil cuando aprendiendo español para nosotros es el masculino y femenino y los plurales también y todo, y el acento, sí, porque es muy diferente que inglés.
Para mí lo más difícil también hizo parte los slangs. No es lo mismo que tú, digamos, estás un poquito más acostumbrado a que si ves películas en inglés, por lo general son americanas,
sí,
y tienen un inglés bastante claro. En cambio, acá en Australia tienen muchos slangs, hablan muy rápido y como recortan muchas cosas. Entonces, no es lo mismo a que un americano te diga como "It's a hot day, right?" A que un australiano te diga algo como "It's hot, eh?"
That's bogan.
Yeah, it's different.
It's hot out here. So embarrassing.
Otra cosa que yo encuentro súper complicada es la pronunciación, porque muchas veces si dices una palabra en la pronunciación o en la entonación diferente, pues no va a significar lo mismo. No es lo mismo content that content.
Yeah.
Y prácticamente se escribe igual, solamente que tú le pones la entonación en partes diferentes. Eso para mí es súper difícil.
Como work and walk. It's a very difficult. Yeah.
Siempre Sam me ayuda como a saber cómo lo debo pronunciar. Me pone a repetir una cosa y la otra. Otra cosa que me pasa mucho es que me preguntan cosas como "Did you go to this place?" Y la respuesta que yo tendría que dar es como "Yes, I did". No, yo siempre digo como "Yes". Y empiezo a hablar de otras cosas, pero no respondo con el auxiliar.
Con el presente y el pasado también. Por ejemplo, hablo es muy complicado para mí. porque no...
Es por la tilde.
Sí.
Se te hace de pronto difícil hacer la entonación en la tilde.
Exacto.
¿Sí? Nos pasa lo mismo, pero en el otro idioma. Otra cosa que de pronto me pasaba mucho al principio es que me decían algo como cheers y yo no sabía si cheers era como salud, pero todo el tiempo me decían gracias. Es como thank you.
Sí, y ta también.
Ta. Sí,
Es
eso
thank
también
you.
es súper extraño.
Tada is goodbye.
Tada. But I want to, something like cheers, but you realize that was something different in Spanish.
When people say mira.
Mira?
Yeah, because you say mira, like for example, if you go to a shop in Colombia and you buy something, I actually got offended because everyone used to do it and I'm like, because people, when they give the change, they go mira and they put the change in your hand. But in Australia, when you translate this, it's actually the most rude thing in the world. It's just like, look, there's your change, you're wasting my time, go. That's how we feel. We don't do that. We go, here you are, there you go.
Oh, yeah.
So that's the difference, but it's not really the same.
A la orden.
What? With
A la
what?
orden. Cuando, por ejemplo, yo te ayude en algo y tú me dices gracias, yo te digo a la orden.
I never heard that before.
No?
No, I never heard that.
Parcero.
Parcero, yes. Heard this
¿Qué
one.
más pues parcero?
It's like, mate. ¿Qué más pues? So, bueno. Yeah. Yeah, pues. Es como, entonces. Cute.
¿Qué hubo? ¿Qué hubo?
Cool.
No, nunca te dijeron ¿qué hubo? Q, U, I, U, B, O. ¿Qué hubo?
Cubo. What's that?
Es como...
Wait, is this a Spanish word or an English word?
Spanish.
Oh, okay, that's why I don't know. I'm like, what? How much? Like,
No.
what? ¿Qué cuenta? Like, what much? What change?
No, it's like...
Sounds like I'm about to get robbed.
¿Qué hubo? Is like, hey, how you going?
That's nuts.
Yeah, ¿qué hubo? ¿Qué hubo? ¿Qué hubo? Hey, how you going?
Actually, that's something that we forgot to say.
What?
Is when we say, how are you, we don't actually want to know how you are. Often when we say, we see you for the second or third or 20 millionth time, we say, hi, how are you? And we're walking past each other. We are actually not asking, how are you? We don't really care too much. It's more about acknowledging
polite.
that you're there and being polite by saying hello and you keep walking.
I know. It's funny because this morning I was walking and a woman just say, hey, how are you? And I say, good, and you? And she didn't say anything. And I thought, she's so rude.
Yeah, no, when we're in a bit of a rush and we're walking past someone who's familiar, we say, hi, how are you? But we don't stop and talk. And the other person often replies the same thing, hi, how are you? And we keep walking, and that's just the culture.
Yeah, I need to learn that because in Colombia, if you say, hey, how are you? You have to take your time.
Yeah, that's actually another thing, actually, in the opposite scenario. When you go to a party, for example, in Colombia, you have to say hello to everyone and then you have to say goodbye to everyone you said hello to. But in Australia, that's not the case. We actually get introduced to people at the party. We don't necessarily go up to random people. And same as when we're leaving, we often say goodbye to a few people.
Another thing that happened to me that surprised me at the beginning is that I was living with an Australian and he was in the kitchen with me, and I wanted to offer the thing that I was cooking or the thing that I recently bought, and I asked him for the first time, like, do you want? It's like, if you want, you can take it, but for Australian people, it's like...
It's almost, yeah, I see where you're coming from. It is different. So for example, if someone offers you something, even if you really want them to try it or to have whatever it is, we always, or 99% of the time, say no thank you or no at the very start. But we actually usually really want to try it. But we say no just out of being polite in the hope that you offer again. Because if you offer the same thing again, we think, okay, they really want us to try it. So that's when we take it. But it is, I understand where you're coming from, because when I was in Colombia and I would say, no thank you, people would say, why not? And I had to learn that if someone offers you something in Colombia or in South America, you just say yes because they genuinely want you to try it.
But actually in Colombia it's different. If you say no at the beginning, it's gonna be impolite for the people that is offering that. So it's the
opposite. It's literally the opposite, yeah.
I was really impolite with the Australian man that I was living with because I always offered him things, but I never asked again. So maybe he wanted to take it and I didn't ask, are you sure?
Yeah, that's literally how we ask, especially if you go to another person's house for dinner, for example, and you get served dinner, you have a nice dinner and chat, and then after someone says, oh, would you like some more? You always say no. But even though you really want more because the food's so good, but the host will usually say, are you sure? Go have another slice or go have another piece.
It means that he
and
really
then that exactly. It means that they want you to have more. So then you say, okay, I will.
I always accepted the things that the Australian offered me at the first time.
It's okay because most of us understand the cultural differences, little things like this.
Okay guys, thank you for being with us. I really enjoyed this chat with Sam. I really appreciate him. And that's all for now. Sam, do you want to say something?
Ciao, parceros. Nos vemos pues.